For me, one of the most exciting aspects of Sun Villages is the opportunity to provide housing and accessible housing to people who currently aren't really in a position to afford a property or to own a property or realistically to live in a property long term. I've been involved in affordable housing programs and subsidised housing programs in the past, and they all essentially suffer from the same problem that they're not long term sustainable. You can provide subsidised housing for a small group of people, but never enough to actually influence a marketplace or to really create something that can affect the overall affordability and sustainability of real estate markets. What we look to do with some villages is to create a mechanism that is repeatable, that functions within the normal laws of supply and demand, not trying to influence or control the system or to subsidise the system in any way, but simply to have a structure that's more efficient for everybody so that there's less money wasted and makes the property more affordable for everybody involved, as well as offering really good returns for investors. This was something that we sort of tripped over in the process of creating a model that allowed us to utilise the expanding and contracting and flexible architecture. But the more we worked on it, the more possibility we saw there, and the more people we saw it applying to. The traditional model of borrowing money from a bank and buying a house is fantastic for people who fit into those criteria. It's a really useful way to use your money and to use your home as a way to ultimately build wealth if you're smart about it. But we're seeing over time that this is a structure that's becoming less and less acceptable to the average Australian. We're starting to see statistics now where people graduating from high school, fewer than half of them are ever going to own a home. This is a figure that's growing and growing in its intensity and its potential negative impact. So when we look at that, when we look at a structure that's clearly beginning to fail half of Australians, we need to start thinking about how we could structure home ownership or effective home ownership so that it's accessible to virtually everybody instead of just what is a shrinking proportion. That's something I think we've done well with some villages, that we've created a structure, a mechanism of effective ownership that allows for a small amount of investment up front, as well as allowing the ongoing costs to be very affordable and not growing with the normal market, but instead just growing in line with demand for the end property. We removed opportunity for sort of speculative investors to artificially inflate the value of the properties. This is something I think is it's increasingly becoming a corruption in the system in home ownership. So this is within our structure. We sought to eliminate the capacity for that, and I think we have. We've attacked it from every direction. We can't find a way to exploit it and hence artificially inflate the values. So by sticking to the normal rules of supply and demand, we can see a structure that should be accessible to the vast majority of people, not just to the shrinking proportion to which the current system of home ownership applies.